play, and tonight no less than the city championship and possibly the district championship are on the line as these two inner-city rivals collide. It's all coming your way on Football Night at McAllen next.
Coming your way this year on MITV Channel 17, it's high school football at its finest. Join us for Football Night in McAllen, featuring all three high schools, the Nicky Rowe Warriors, the Memorial Mustangs, and the McAllen Bulldogs. They're all here on MITV's latest blockbuster, Football Night in McAllen.
And here we are for another edition of Football Night in McAllen. Tonight an inter-city rivalry, the McAllen Bulldogs and the McAllen Memorial Mustangs, a rivalry that started about 35 years ago and should be another humdinger here tonight. Both of these teams have had some titanic collisions in recent years, and tonight looks to be no different. Both teams have some heavyweight firepower on both sides of the ball, and we'll see what happens here. I'm Mark May here along with Mario Reyna. And Mario, our keys to tonight's game, I guess you have to kind of look at the running game for both sides, don't you?
Yes, you do, Mark. But what you talked about in a big game like this, the district title possibly on the line tonight, and the city championship, so you know that emotions will play a big part. Who's able to control the emotions, play their game. Then we talk about the offenses. They're going to do what they're going to do. But what defense can outdo the other defense, I think, will be a big key. And sometimes in games like this where both teams are very evenly matched, you're looking at special teams. Who's going to make that big play all of a sudden that can turn that spark in your direction and that momentum? And, you're looking out into the fans, Mark. There's a lot of electricity out here. You can feel it in the stands. You can feel it on the field. I'm looking forward to this game.
Yeah, it should be packed on both sides because Mackay and Memorial both have big followings, and Mackay technically the visiting team tonight. So both sides are going to see a lot of excitement. And let's talk about the teams now. We mentioned the running game, and starting with, I guess, McAllen Bulldogs. Fred Hover and Ricky Rodriguez, they got that tandem there.
And the thing about them is both of them coming in together. If you put their stats together, they probably about the same stats that they have in the rushing game for Trevor Spates. Mm-hmm. So they need both. And what makes it a difference there is that Fred Hovar is also a dangerous passer. So he brings in that dimension. And I know earlier today, Coach Bill Lilton was being interviewed by Channel 4, and he talked about how Hovar is a dangerous player out here tonight.
Yeah, he's a two-dimensional threat there, and 1,800 yards those two have combined to run for, and 27 touchdowns. So both of them looking to add to those totals tonight. And you mentioned Trevor Spates, the one-man wrecking machine for Memorial.
I mean, he's incredible for no reason. I mean, last year he was the player of the year in the Rio Grande Valley All-Stater. But you know that Coach Hamilton, defensive coordinator for the Bulldogs, he's going to try to do everything to try to stop him. So far, nobody's been able to stop him. And we'll see if they can at least try to control him.
Yeah, Spates is coming in with 7 consecutive 200-yard rushing games, which ties the Valley record. If he can get it tonight, he would stand alone in the record books for all-time Valley leaders. So something to shoot for there, something to keep an eye on there statistically on both sides of the ball. But certainly both of them wanting to come out with the win tonight, and then the winner will be in the driver's seat toward that district title. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more on our pregame show in just a moment. You're watching Football Night in McAllen right here on MITV. Consultants.
Holchamont Ltd., general contractors in McAllen. And by Purdue, Brandon Fielder, Collins & Mott, LLP, attorneys at law.
With Mario Reyna. And Mario, what a great game we've got tonight, a tremendous atmosphere we've got out there. And, you know, speaking of atmosphere, check out earlier today, we've got video for you from the McAllen High School Pep Rally and the McAllen Memorial Pep Rallies. So take a look at that. And this is from earlier today at both high schools. McAllen's Pep Rally was here at the stadium, and the Memorial Pep Rally, of course, back at their gym. And here's a look at that video earlier today. That's McAllen Memorial right there. And there you can see all the festivities going on at the Memorial Gym. Of course, they're all fired up. Memorial has won the last 4 games in this series, but Mackay, they're fired up to get a win here tonight. District champions from last year. They want to win the district again. And this is at the stadium here this afternoon, here on this Friday, October 24th. And of course, now we're in the evening now. The McAllen fans there on the far side. And Memorial will be the home team tonight as they go up against each other. And let's see if we can take a look at the series between these two teams. The all-time series, they've met 32 times, since starting in 1983, Mario. And Mackay leading that all-time series by 6, 19-13, but the last 4 wins have all gone to Memorial. You can see the first meeting back in 1983, and Memorial becoming a high school back in 1980. And here's the last 6 meetings here. These are all, several have been barn burners, starting in 2008, a double overtime game won by Memorial 49-45. Then Mackay, remember Nick Garza had 5 touchdowns on his birthday for the Bulldogs as they won 45-42. And then the last 4 have been Memorial victories, including 2 nail-biters in the last 3 years. In 11, Memorial winning 51-38. And then last year, a massive shootout, 50-48 in favor of the Mustangs. And both teams coming in with pretty much the same firepower as they had a year ago. But the defenses have improved, especially lately. We'll get more into that in just a moment. We're going to get set up right now for our national anthem. The JROTC from McAllen Memorial. They're affiliated with the U.S. Marine Corps and under the direction of Colonel Alfredo Longoria and Sergeant Roman Rodriguez. And you can see they're out there at midfield right now getting ready for our national anthem.
Well, last year a total of 98 points, Mark.
Yeah, 98, and maybe a little bit less this year, as I think both have some pretty good defenses that have improved as of late. And we'll talk more about that in just a moment. But now time for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming on the rocket and there the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free
Great job there by Angel Gomez, who is a member of the Memorial choir under Mr. Omar Samaniego. Excellent job that they do. And of course, tonight's game, the Bulldogs and the Mustangs, which you can hear live right now in 2 places, on valleycentral.com and also on McAllenisd.org. And once the game is over, you'll be able to see the video about an hour after the game ends. But you can hear the audio live, of course, just like a radio broadcast here as we speak. Let's see if we can take a look at the stats between these two. And when it comes to rushing, both teams do that very well. Memorial leading the Valley with over 400 yards a game on the ground. That's one reason why their passing is so low, is they don't have to throw the ball when they run so well. And total yardage, Memorial ranked number 1 in the district with 467 yards. And the offense for the Bulldogs comes in with the 2nd rated offense. And then, of course, in scoring, you can see they both can light it up. Memorial at about 44 points a game, and then the Bulldogs at about 35. On defense, both of them bend, but they don't break. Memorial is giving up 291 yards a game in total offense. That's 5th in the district. And then the McAllen Bulldogs come in giving up a little bit better, and they are ranked 4th in the district. And of course, the point totals favor Mac High by a little over a touchdown, giving up 18 points a game, and Memorial scoring or giving up about 26. Here come the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs, technically the visiting team tonight, so they're wearing the white pants with the white jerseys, the purple numerals, and then the purple helmets. As we take a look at the standings here, McAllen High School has already clinched a spot in the state playoffs with 4 wins in district play. McAllen Memorial can clinch a playoff spot tonight with a win. They're at 3-0. Of course, Palmview is right there in the mix. Top 4 go into the playoffs, so the top 3 are probably pretty safe. Nicky Rowe still hanging on for dear life. They got a win last night over Mission back on October 23rd. That was 34-29, and Rowe improved to 2-3 in the district race, and so they look like if they can finish off with the win, they could grab the 4th playoff spot there.
And Mark, one of the things that you talked about is that, yes, the Bulldogs, Mackay Bulldogs, for all our listeners, they are the visiting team, even though they practice on this field every single day. Another thing that I think is a motivational aspect, Mark, this is the first year of District 36A. It's historic, so whoever gets the district championship will always be able to brag that we were the first district champions ever in a new district, and for the first time ever in the state of Texas, we know that 6A was created this year, so that could be another motivational factor.
Indeed it could. The McAllen Memorial last year defeating Mackay, but it was Mackay who would win the district title. Trevor Spates, we see there back there to receive on the kickoff. He's Trevor Spates, by the way, just about 200 yards away from 2,000, or excuse me, about 30 yards away from about 2,000 all-purpose yards for the season coming into tonight. This ball will be fielded at about the 22-yard line, run up by Ozzy Salazar, and he's upended at the 30-yard line. So Mustangs will start at their own 30.
Great tackle by Matt Bettis. And Mark, one of the things at the pregame, the Mustangs won the toss, and they decided to quickly put their offense on the field. And why not when you have the number 1 offense in the district?
And we'll get to the Memorial starters in just a moment. Mustangs start off in a triple I right here. And quarterback Pedraza is under center. They hand this off. Spates on the first carry. Nothing doing there, and then fights his way forward for a yard. And Mustangs, or rather the Bulldogs, come out all fired up. We see number 5, Cody Rodriguez, jumping up there. And we know for the Bulldogs, stopping Spates is going to be the key to whether they can pull off the win tonight.
And that's the only way you can stop them. It's a team effort on the defensive side. Keep them between the tackles.
And here we are with the offensive starting lineup there. Pedraza, the quarterback, he's a junior. Spates, also a junior, leading the Valley with close to 1,800 yards rushing. And here's Spates again on 2nd down and 9 across the 40-yard line as he turns that corner on the far side and picks up the first down. So there we see an example of where it looked like Spates had nothing but was still able to pull a first down out of it. And he comes in averaging 11 yards a carry. So we take a look at the rest of the lineup. Vidal, also a senior there at fullback, has about 300 yards rushing this year. DJ Johnson recently came back to full health, so he'll be a big target. And then, of course, the offensive line, very experienced, very heavy, 4 seniors and a junior there, as they average over 250 pounds per man. And, of course, it was indeed a first down now at the 44-yard line. And here's a lateral to the right side. And it looks like Telemontes, who goes up to the 48-yard line. Or make that Jonathan Sanchez. Sanchez, who is a backup quarterback, but will also play as a wideout. Very tall is Sanchez, and Sanchez with a modest gain as we take a look at the Mackay defense. And in the last 4 games, they have been dynamite, giving up just 8.3 points a game. Over their last 4, those are all against district opponents. You can see it's an experienced lineup with 8 seniors and 3 juniors. One change tonight, Ryan Fuente in there at defensive back in the place of Ashton Rolls. And here on 2nd and 5, a toss left. This is Spates again. First down, still churning into Bulldog territory, now at the 42-yard line.
And that's what makes Trevor Spates so dangerous, Mark. That play was meant to go to the outside, but he has such good vision. He saw the over pursuit and decided to go down the middle. And the Bulldogs better make sure that they grab a hold of Trevor Spates and bring him down, because he can break tackles if you don't help out.
And the Mustangs now up to 29 yards on the ground and have 2 first downs. They're in Bulldog territory at the 41. Here's a handoff. This is Villarreal. And Villarreal has a little bit of room, about 5 yards up to about the 34-yard line. It's a pickup of 7.
And we know the defenses are always looking out for Trevor Spates, so what you do is you give it to your fullback on a quick bust up the middle. Keep the defense honest, and when you can gain 7 yards on your fullback, you'll take it any time. What Coach Offensive Coordinator Kaufman is doing is always mixing it up, a couple of passes and a couple of runs, and then he'll set you up with a big run by Trevor Spates.
No score, opening drive, 2nd and 3. Villarreal, toss left, across the 30, near the 29, and has enough for a Mustang first down. Pick up a 5 on the play.
Another little wrinkle right there to Villarreal on a pitch out. We know everybody keys in on Spates, but Mark, in talking to Bill Littleton, his offense, everybody's expected to be blocking, including the quarterback. That's the type of offense that he runs, and another first down for the Mustangs.
So just over 9 minutes to go, no score, but Mustangs on the drive. 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 29. Pedraza looks like a bit of a broken play, running around to his left and picks up about 5, maybe 6 yards.
What an excellent job by quarterback Fabian Pedraza. That was a broken play, Mark. A little confusion in the backfield, and he was able to make some positive yards on it. He actually gained 6 yards.
Second down and 4 now, and a power eye left. They hand this off straight up the middle. This is Will Moore, the senior fullback, and he bursts this one for a first down up to the 18. And you know, if anything here, I think the Mustangs are showing a little bit of versatility with their running game. It's just not all Trevor Spates. We've seen Villarreal and now Moore.
And they're mixing it up, Mark, and this is why the Mustangs have the #1 offense in the district. And that's why they decided to take the ball right away.
This drive almost 4 minutes old as the Mustangs now have another first down in the red zone, and now we've got a whistle as some players moved early.
And Mark, one of the things we talk about all the time is we always recognize the receivers, the quarterback, but so far that offensive line for the Mustangs doing a tremendous job of controlling the line of scrimmage.
For their sponsor, Higginbotham Insurance.
Prior to the snap, dead ball, offside, defense, number 55. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
You can see that was against the Bulldogs, 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 5. Clock moving at 8:06, and the Mustangs at the Bulldog 13-yard line. We've got a wing left. They toss it left to Spates. Has some blocking at the 10, and then torpedoes his way up to about the 4.
Good word to use there, Mark. I don't know if he only torpedoed himself. He just said, who wants to get in front of me? You're going to pay the price. And after contact, he continued to run for an additional 4 or 5 yards. I guarantee you, number 52 for the Bulldogs felt that hit by Trevor Spates.
It's Emilio Escobedo, defensive tackle. And here they are on 1st and goal. Villarreal bottled up at about the 3-yard line. Cody Rodriguez in there, along with, looks like the linebacker, Matthew Rincones.
Simple play up the middle. Let's give credit to the offensive line. Del Bosque, Anthony Esparza, Ronnie Esparza, Edward Pequeño, and Teddy Garcia so far doing a great job for the Mustang offensive line. You know, when you have a 2nd and 3 mark, everything is wide open in the playbook.
Mustangs have only put it in the air one time on this drive. Here they go with an I backfield. And Pedraza fakes the pitch, keeps it, touchdown.
What a setup. What a setup, Mark. I mean, who did not? He faked like he was going to pitch it out to Trevor Spade. Everybody goes out. He keeps the ball in for a touchdown. Mark, even though Trevor Spades did not score, you got to give him some kind of assist because he's so dangerous. Everybody focuses on Trevor Spades.
Indeed they do. And here they line up for the extra point. The holder will be number 25, Joey Delgado. The kick by Jesus Flores is up, and it is good. With 7:03 to play in the first quarter, it's the Mustangs 7, the McAllen Bulldogs nothing. We'll take a break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen here on MITV. Another look at the touchdown.
In college credit, McAllen ISD leads the way, plus scholarships that save time and money. More than 1,000 professional licenses or certifications, nearly 100 associate's degrees. In McAllen, students can live anywhere and enroll here.
And we're back on Football Night in McAllen. I'm Mark May along with Mario Reyna. The Mustangs lead at 7-0, taking the opening drive from the 30-yard line. They go 70 yards in 10 plays, 9 of them rushing plays. And it was the quarterback, Fabian Pedraza, with a 3-yard run on 2nd and goal that produced the touchdown. And the drive taking 4 minutes, 57 seconds. Classic Mustang football there on the opening drive. Now is the kickoff by number 48, Rafael Juarez. And this will be fielded at about the 4-yard line. Looks like Ricky Rodriguez, and back across the 20. Has room at the 30, picks up some blocks, hurdles a man, and up to about the 38-yard line. But I think a flag did go down. Nice return there by Rodriguez, but this may be going back a ways.
And we will have a flag on the field, Mark. This was going to be a nice special teams good play for the Bulldogs, but it looks like it's going to come back. And instead of taking the ball on their own 40-yard line, it's going to come back. A holding was called, and that's going to hurt the Bulldogs because they were going to start off on their own 40. Instead, they will take the ball at the 19-yard line. And Mark, this officials here for tonight's game, led by veteran Mike Buck. They've lived here at McAllen this year. They've had all the games between the McAllen schools.
It is a veteran crew here for this top-notch game, which may well decide the district champion. A flag goes down here on 1st and 10, and Hover nowhere to throw. Now running for his life. He's going to be caught in the backfield. Goes down for a loss of 4 yards. A couple of Mustangs getting back there, including the linebacker Sam Hinojosa, number 42.
We have a flag, Mark, which is illegal movement on the offense. And I'm sure they're going to, as we take a look at the list of the officials, Mike Buck, Eddie Ramos, Daniel Arancia, Dennis Orcam and Arturo Alvarado.
The back was not set prior to the snap. That penalty is refused.
Penalty will be declined, Mark, because they actually lost 5 yards, so it'll be a 2nd and 14. Not the way the Bulldog offense was to start, but they do have Omar Rodriguez and a good offensive line.
Yeah, and it looked like with the flag being thrown, I think some of the Bulldog players were kind of hesitating, thinking maybe it was a dead play. And as a result, the hesitancy cost them 4 yards and a down. So 2nd and 14 now. Over in the shotgun. He's going to hand this off. Rodriguez, a spin move, and gets a couple of yards back to the 17.
We know Ricky Rodriguez, he gets a majority of his yards up the middle. He likes to run between tackles. A 3rd and 13 situation. We know this will be a passing down, but Hovar's coming in here as a quarterback that's hot. He's been able to pick it up here in the last couple of games, Mark.
There we see Coach Kevin Brewer, tall man in the middle there, in his 2nd year as head coach of the Bulldogs. 15-4, almost an 80% winning clip for him in his short tenure. Over on 3rd and 13, throwing to the right sideline. and it's tipped and incomplete, intended for Randy Ivy, and it looked like the safety, John McGee, was over there defending on the play. Almost a Mustang interception on that play.
It's a tough pass by Hobart, but let's give credit to the McAllen Memorial Mustang. On their first possession, they come up with a stop, a 3 and out.
And here's the punt. It's going to be high, a little bit short, but takes a big bulldog bounce into Mustang territory. And it's going to be killed at the Mustang 45-yard line. So it ends up being a 38-yard punt with no return.
And on this second possession mark, here's where the Bulldog defense has to step it up. They need to come up with a stop. You don't want to go down 14-0 here early in the first quarter. So a big possession for the Bulldog defense.
Toss left to Spates, has some blockers, cross the 50, still dancing, has the first down and into Bulldog territory at about the 38-yard line. And it is a run of 17 yards there for Trevor Spates.
What a beautiful run by Trevor Spates. Taking his time, following his blocker, which includes Fabian Pedraza. Taking his time and just allowing his blockers to do what they have to do makes it easy for him.
Spates entered tonight's game needing 214 yards to reach 2,000 yards for the season. This only the 8th game for the Mustangs. And Pedraza, play action fake, throws it long over the middle. It's caught and it's a touchdown. That's DJ Johnson, a touchdown for the Mustangs.
Mark, this isn't fair. How do you plan and how do you prepare for that Mustang offense? Everybody here tonight expecting some kind of run. And the element of surprise, a great throw by left-handed quarterback Fabian Pedraza to one of his favorite targets, especially on the long passes to DJ Johnson. And he is about 6'5", so he's a big target.
That shows you where the powerful running game can really help your passing game. Here's the snap for the extra point. Kick is up and good. Jesus Flores now 2 for 2, and the Mustangs 14, the Bulldogs nothing. 5:15 to play here in the first quarter. We'll take a break. You're watching Football Night at McAllen on MITV. Another look at that 55-yard touchdown pass.
Athletics, students achieving goals they never thought possible. And along the way, learning skills not always taught in the classroom. McAllen ISD offers 13 sports for boys and girls. Find out more, 618-6089.
And we're back here on Football Night at McAllen. Mark May with Mario Reyna. That scoring drive, 2 plays, 55 yards. And let me correct myself, the touchdown pass went 38 yards from Fabian Pedraza to DJ Johnson. And Johnson, the junior receiver, who just recently came back from an injury, but that's his 3rd touchdown catch of the season, only his 7th catch of the year, so nearly half of them have gone for touchdowns. He's been averaging over 25 yards a catch, so you know they like to send him deep. Here's the kick by Rafael Juarez, fielded at about the goal line. This is Rodriguez again, across the 20, has some blocking, and then forced out of bounds at around the 30-yard line. The Bulldogs will have good field position.
And here, the Mankai Bulldog offense, it's good when you have a seasoned quarterback. Fred Hobart is a senior, Mark. He's been a starter for 3 years. You also have Ricky Rodriguez as you take a look at the offensive starting lineup.
Yeah, and Hobart and Rodriguez, as we said, have combined for 1,800 yards rushing, 27 touchdowns this season between those two. They've got a real good lineup there in the tight end. Caleb Youngblood starting in tonight for Patricio Barredo. Here we go with a triple I. We saw Youngblood in motion a moment ago. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at their 30. There's a sweep for Rodriguez, cuts it back inside, and picks up only a yard, maybe 2, brought down by Lucas Rios, and also 20, Michael Garza. As we go back to the offensive starters, and you can see that they've got a talented receiver core, and Justin Gonzalez and Randy Ivy. Both of those are good targets. And then the offensive line, some big players. Raul Lueta, the offensive tackle, his father played college football on the offensive line, so Lueta coming from good genes there. And of course they've got 3 seniors and 2 juniors there on that O-line.
7 seniors overall on this starting lineup. 2 receivers to the left on 2nd and 8. Hover wants to throw left, no one there. Now he's going to run the football, has room, crosses the 40, big hole, first down and more, and now turning his way across midfield to about the Mustang 49-yard line. That's the biggest play so far we've seen from the Bulldogs.
And the Bulldogs needed that, just what they needed. They needed a big play, get that confidence going. They're struggling so far in offense. And who can you depend on to do something positive? Your leader, your quarterback, Fred Hovar. As you take a look at the defensive starting lineup.
Well, McAllen Memorial, as they're got a young unit on defense, 4 seniors, 5 juniors, and 2 sophomores. They're young, but they've gotten strong, and I'll let you know more in a moment. As a big play here by Rodriguez, has the first down now, taking off down the right sideline and pulled down from behind at about the 15-yard line. Otherwise, it might have been a touchdown. And 2 big plays here in a row for the Bulldogs, who have woken up here in the first quarter. A big play by Hover, and now the senior Rodriguez with the sparks.
And it started with Spark, and now it's given handoff to Rodriguez. But what a nice hole on the right side of the Bulldog offensive line as Michael Garza for the Mustangs in on the tackle.
50th tackle of the season for Michael Garza. 1st and 10 at the Mustang 15 after a run of 33 yards. And here they hand it off Rodriguez, fighting his way up the middle, and has some convoy there and gets it up to about the 10-yard line.
And now the Bulldog offensive line establishing themselves.
Yeah, and here was we finish off the defense there. And the first 3 games this season, Mario, Mustangs gave up almost 42 points a game. In the last 4 games, they've cut it all the way down to just 14 points a game. So this unit has really gelled and gotten stronger as the season has gone on. Right now facing a 2nd and 4 situation, the Bulldogs put a man in motion. That's Michael Garcia. Over in the shotgun with the eye behind him. And a man starts early, and they're going to blow this dead, and it's going to be 5 yards against McAllen.
And that's something we talked about as one of our keys to the game, Mark. Controlling your emotions, a little anxious.
Illegal motion.
And how can you blame them?
36.
You look around, a lot of fans, Mark, a lot of fans out here tonight on both sides. The Bulldogs and the Mustang. The stadium looks pretty nice.
Mustang 15.
So here they go now on 2nd down and 9. They'll hand this off to Rodriguez. A little bit of a hole, but it closes up quickly, and he's able only to get about a yard.
Nothing much there. Good job on the Mustang defensive side.
This will bring up a 3rd down and 9 now for the Bulldogs. 2.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. It's Mustangs 14, Bulldogs nothing, but the Bulldogs threatening. We're at the Mustang 12-yard line. Hover out of the gun. Going to hand this off. Fake it to Rodriguez, and Hover wants to keep it to the left side. Mustangs string it out a little bit and bring him down at about the 9. Nice play there by the safety, Michael Garza. Gain of only 4 on 3rd and 9.
Good play by Michael Garza, and that brings a 4th and 9 with the Bulldogs down 14-0. 4th and 3. I mean, we're looking at, I don't know if it's 4th and 3, Mark. I think the scoreboard is wrong. It is 4th down, but how many yards to go?
Yeah, I had him picking up 4 there, so I have it as 4th and 5. But it is indeed 4th down. Yeah,
yes,
it looks like they need the 5-yard line, and they're still at about the 9.
They'll
so
definitely go for it, Mark.
4th and 3.5 to 4 yards, and they go for it here. They're going to hand this off. This is Rodriguez, hit at the line, and he doesn't get there. And then a flag comes down, and this might be a face mask. This could be a face mask, as we see Rodriguez's helmet came off, and it appeared that a Mustang may have grabbed his helmet. But let's see what referee Mike Buck has to say.
Foul. Face mask.
What a big call, Mark.
Defense.
It is face masking. A big break. A big break for the Bulldogs because they were stopped. And Mark, good job by the officials. And it is a face mask. A great job by the officials to spot the face mask. No doubt about it.
Yep, and so it'll be an automatic first down at the 4-yard line First and goal now for the Bulldogs. Tight end Youngblood goes in motion left. Now hand it off to Rodriguez running left, and nowhere to run for him. Mustangs a good job on that one defensively. Sam Hinojosa was there to bring Rodriguez down for a loss of 2.
Linebacker Hinojosa with good penetration. So far, the Mustang defense, even though they've given up some good plays, for the majority of the time on defense, they're doing an excellent job, Mark.
And, you know, Rodriguez's helmet came off in the previous play, but he didn't have to come out. Is that because his helmet was pulled off by a defender?
I think so. I think that is the rule.
And here we go, second down and goal from the 7 now. Rodriguez in the eye. Over's going to hand it off to the upback. That's Ontiveros. Room up the middle and a touchdown. The fullback, Antonio Ontiveros, turns his way in from 7 yards out, and the Bulldogs have something to cheer about.
Exactly what they needed, Mark. They didn't want to go down too many points. A good response by the second best offense in this district. And a lot of it thanks to Hovar's spark, that big play by Hovar that ignited the offense. And then another big play by Ricky Rodriguez, who probably has now enough yards, probably has about 1,000 yards already.
Yeah, he needed 28 to reach 1,000 as Jeremy Villarreal hits the extra point. It's Mustangs 14, Bulldogs 7, 1 minute, 11 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. We talked about fireworks. We are getting fireworks as we take a look at the touchdown by Ontiveros, and we'll take it into break. You're watching Football Night at McAllen on MITV. The performing arts, the visual arts. You will find it all at McAllen ISD. We're back here on Football Night in McAllen. You can see the Mustang Band not wearing their official uniforms here tonight. They've got a long bus trip tomorrow, which will be October 25th. They're going up to San Antonio for the area competition because they were a Division I winner at Pigskin a week before this game. So they're wearing a little bit more comfortable clothes, and I like the T-shirts there a lot. And a lot of spirit there from that Mustang Band. As it was the Bulldogs scoring on that last drive. It's now 14-7. Short kickoff fielded by Salazar, and he's across the 20 up to about the 22. The Mustangs will set up from there. So that scoring drive, Mario, for McAllen High School went 70 yards in 8 plays and took about 4 minutes, 4 seconds off the clock, and Ontiveros from 7 yards out goes in for the touchdown.
Well, this is the Mustangs' third offensive possession. Can the Bulldogs come up with a stop? The Bulldog defense.
Yeah, Bulldogs right back in it. They were a little bit shaky there. It's like they in a big fight when you see an early flash knockdown in the first round, but like a strong contender, they popped right back up off the canvas, and here they go. And here's Spates, and he hops his way for a first down up across the 30, up near the 35-yard line. A run of 12 yards on the play and a first down.
Mark, in most of the plays, anytime the defense has first contact on Trevor Spates, 5 yards away from the line of scrimmage, you're looking for trouble. That means that the offensive line is doing such a good job. How many moves did he put on that play? About 5 or 6?
Yes, a lot. They're going to put this at the 36-yard line. They're going to hand this off, a bit of a reverse here, trying to get the left side, but the Bulldogs are ready for that one. And it's going to be a loss of yards there for number 40, Michael Grace. And good job of defense there by the Bulldog defense.
Yes, that counter play did not work, Mark. Number 2 for the Bulldogs, Andrew Martinez, who also made the tackle on the kickoff, coming up with a big stop, and I can guarantee you, I don't think Coach Kaufman will call this play again in this game.
We'll get a report from our sideline reporter, Jack Scroggin, in just a moment. Second down and 10 here for the Mustangs. They can toss it to the right side. That's Spates hit in the backfield, trying to turn the corner. Does at the 40. Now he could be gone. He's out on the sidelines at the other 40, the 30, the 20, and the 10, and it's a touchdown. 64 yards. Trevor Spates takes it the distance, and he's got his 22nd touchdown of the season.
And Mark, you can give him up to about 65 yards after contact. a Bulldog defender had an excellent opportunity to bring him down before he got to the line of scrimmage, but Trevor Spates is just too strong.
It was the last play of the first quarter, so we'll have the extra point. Delgado to hold. Extra point try by Flores is good. He's 3 for 3, and the Mustangs 21, the Bulldogs 7. We've reached the end of quarter number 1, and what an exciting game this is turning into. We'll take a break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen here on MITV, and look at Spates go. Tonight's game brought to you by McAllen Anesthesia Consultants. Holchamont Ltd., general contractors in McAllen. And by Purdue, Brandon Fielder, Collins & Mott, LLP, attorneys at law. Mustangs 21, Bulldogs 7. Trevor Spates right there, closing in on 2,000 yards. He needed about 214 coming into tonight. He's probably close to 100 right about now after that 64-yard run that put his team up 21-7 here as we start the second quarter. And here's the kickoff. Teams have switched ends, by the way, so the Bulldogs will now be moving left to right as Justin Gonzalez falls into the end zone, and I think this may be considered a safety. I think he touched that ball, and now Mike Buck is whistling a touchback. I think the Bulldogs may have dodged a bullet there. Does it look like Gonzalez may have handled the ball on the field of play, fallen into the end zone, which would have been a safety?
Either that or the rule is that if you end up taking it back out into the end zone, as we take a look at the replay, that it is considered a touchback.
Gonzalez may have touched it there, not sure, but he for sure touched it there at the 1 yard line, carried it into the end zone. And of course, you don't have to be touched down. Once your knees touch, you're considered down. And I think that's generally considered a safety, but the Bulldogs are able to dodge one there and get it out at the 25-yard line. And we've got a timeout on the field called by the Mustangs.
I think Coach Littleton called a timeout because he wants to discuss that with referee Mike Buck.
All right, let's go down now to a sideline report from our sideline reporter, Jack Scroggin.
Yeah, Mark, thanks. You saw the early struggles out of Mackay's defense to start the game. Ryan Puente, number 8 on offense, is actually playing corner tonight. That resulted in some mismatches. And 5'4" Elias Cortez was forced to guard 81 DJ Johnson, who's about a foot taller. And you saw a second touchdown from Memorial there. It was an easy long pass to him. So some adjustments for Mackay are going to need to be made this for them to keep up. But looks like it'll be a shootout early. Back to you, Mark.
Excellent job, Jack. And yeah, pointing out that Ryan Puente for Mackay is playing both ways tonight, playing on offense and defense. Number 8 there for Mackay. So we'll go back to Jack periodically throughout the game as we see man in motion to the left, and Hover wants to throw that way. Going long left side, and it's lobbed and incomplete. Trying to hit Darren Moya down there on the left sideline, and it falls incomplete.
And that's what makes the Bulldogs dangerous, that they're capable of putting the ball in the air. Plenty of time for Hobart. A good pass, which the receiver was not able to catch. Mark, going back to Trevor Spates' last run, something else that I've noticed on him, he does an excellent job of running right on by the end lines. He's got tremendous balance. He uses the whole field.
Indeed he does. It looked like Spates had nothing to go on that last play, but here's a play for the Bulldogs. That's Rodriguez again, who's tackled by Delgado from behind as he gets it up to the 32-yard line. A pickup of 7 on the play, and as we were talked about, as we see Delgado there, who's a sophomore starting at linebacker here tonight. He's had quite a bit of action off the bench, but I believe this is his first start this season here tonight.
And he's also the holder on the extra point.
So now we see 3rd down and 3 for the Bulldogs. They're 0 for 2 on 3rd down in this game. Mustangs with 9 in the box. They hand this off. Rodriguez trying to go left. No room there, and he's going to lose some yards back to the 30. And I was just about to say on the previous play that Rodriguez came into tonight needing just 28 yards to reach 1,000 for the season, and he's had a couple of big runs. Has probably got that by now.
What an excellent play by the Mustangs. Sam Hinojosa, just a junior lineman.
Hinojosa already with a busy night, and Bulldogs will now punt for the second time this evening. Facing the 4th and 5, fielded by Salazar at the Mustang 35-yard line, and runs it up for a return of 2 yards. Actually, that's not Salazar, that's Eric Guerrero, number 23, a junior running back. A 2-yard return off a 40-yard kick.
And something there, unfortunately for the Bulldog offense, they were not able to stay on the field a little bit longer because that Bulldog defense is struggling.
Yeah, here are the Mustangs, and here's Spade straight up the middle, turns his way through, still going. Boy, he bulldozed his way over a couple of defenders on that one as he gets into Bulldog territory up to about the 43-yard line. And it's a pickup of 19 yards there for Spades.
I mean, he makes it look easy. He's got so much balance, and he's just able to explode at any given time. He is just such a tough running back. No wonder that there's a lot of colleges out there looking for him. He's talked to Arizona, and I think he's also talked to the University of Tennessee, and I'm sure there's a lot of other colleges looking at Trevor Spades.
I think Florida was also in the mix as they toss this right to Spades, going to his right side up to about the 41-yard line. A pickup of 2 on that play, 2nd down and 8.
You know, something we've talked about before, Mark, is that you can see game film, and you can even come and watch, but once you get on the field, it's probably very different where you expect, like you have the angle on Trevor Spades, and all of a sudden you go out to get him, and there's nothing but air that you're looking at because he is so fast, so deceptive, and he just has so much balance.
And by the way, Jonathan Sanchez in there at quarterback for the Mustangs. They will alternate Pedraza and Sanchez. Sanchez, who's over 6 feet tall there at the shotgun, going to fake the handoff, keep this himself, and is hit right at the 40-yard line and brought down by linebacker Matthew Rincones. A gain of just 1.
Good job by Matthew Rincones not being faked, keeping his eye on quarterback Sanchez. This is the first time I think that the Mustangs have a 3rd and 8.
Yeah, first 3rd down they've had. They've got 3 touchdowns on 3 possessions in this game. Under 9 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Mustangs 21, Bulldogs 7. Mustangs here on 3rd and 8 from the Bulldog 40. Toss it to Spates, right side. They get a block over there. He turns the corner and looks like he might have enough for the first down. It's going to be close. He needed the 33-yard line, and looks like they may spot it just short of that, so maybe might be a decision time here for Coach Bill Littleton.
I don't really think he has any decision, Mark. When you have that offensive line in front of you, and you have Trevor Spades, and you also have that quick handoff that they use very often to Aaron Berrial or Will Moore. It would be a huge stop for the Bulldog defense. They're going to take a timeout.
Yeah, it looks like Bulldogs will call timeout here as the Mustangs face 4th down and about a yard. They need the 33. They're currently at the 34, so high drama here early on at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. 8:09 to play here in the second quarter. The Mustangs up 21-7. And some big plays already in this game. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. Be back in a moment. You're watching Football Night in McAllen on MITV.
Las inscripciones en línea del Distrito Escolar de McAllen ya están abiertas. Ofrecemos una gran variedad de cursos de alto nivel académico. Somos reconocidos a nivel nacional. Tenemos el programa de prekinder de día completo. Viva donde viva, inscríbase con nosotros.
Hey guys, I'm Rolando Cantu, former Mackay Bulldog and also former Arizona Cardinal offensive lineman. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
And how about that, Rolando Garza, former Bulldog lineman back in the 1990s, played with the Arizona Cardinals a couple years and is their color commentator now for their Spanish broadcasts. And here we see on 4th down, Spates goes to the left side and looks like he has plenty for the first down. He needed just a yard and crosses the 30 to about the 27-yard line. It's a pickup of 7 on 4th and 1.
Well, this is the first time that the Bulldogs made it difficult for the Mustang offense to get a first down, even though they got a first down. They did make them earn it. What you want to do, Mark, is keep yourself away from giving up the big plays. That offensive line is very tough for the Mustangs.
Doing a good job there. A triple I offense as Pedraza back in there at quarterback. They hand this off to Will Moore. And Moore across the 25 to about the 23-yard line. A pickup of 4 on the play.
Lucas Rios on the tackle. And also Matthew Rincones.
There we see Coach Matthew Kaufman, the offensive coordinator for the Mustangs. Calls all the plays. And of course, his son, you might remember, was Matthew Kaufman, who was a 4-year starter at quarterback for the Mustangs, now at West Point.
I got the wrong number 32. I guess I'm forgiven, Mark, because they are 2 McAllen ISD schools.
Here's a handoff from Pedraza to Spates, up the middle, fighting his way up to close to the 15, up to about the 17-yard line. Looks like a pickup of 6 on the play. Mustangs closing in on 200 yards rushing here in this first half. They're up to 189 as a team right now.
And Mark, that's basically the way you got to stop Trevor Spates. Even though he got another first down, it has to be group tackling. He doesn't come down very easily with only one player.
Yeah, very few people tackle him one-on-one. Triple I again, toss it right. Spates has a convoy there at the 15, picks up a downfield block at the 10, breaks the tackle at the 5 and down to the 4-yard line, or maybe the 3. It'll be first and goal. 14-yard run there by Spates, and that puts the Mustangs over 200 yards for the game.
Mark, does it matter if he goes to the right or he goes to the left or he goes up the middle? It does not matter. Aaron Berrial up there, the fullback, leading the charge, opening up holes for Trevor Spates.
Very hard to stop that triple I as it gives 2 lead blockers for Spates, who needs very little room to find daylight as they toss it right to Spates. A little bit of trouble handling the ball in the backfield and is able to get only a yard. And it'll bring up second down and goal at the 2.
And probably because of the juggling act is probably what kept him from scoring. He did a good job of maintaining possession. Wondering who's at quarterback, Mark. Fabian Pedraza still at quarterback.
Yeah, Pedraza started this game, and he's alternated with Sanchez one time already.
Careful with that quick opener up the middle.
Wing left, and now they go with a single I. Handed off fullback, and this is a touchdown. And that's Villarreal with the touchdown. His 4th TD this season, and the Mustangs are blowing this game open, now leading it 27-7.
A lot of happy fans in the stands on the home side for the Mustangs. As you take a look at a lot of pink out there, Mark, they're still celebrating Cancer Awareness Month. But everything is working for the Mustang offense tonight.
Flores to attempt the extra point. Bulldogs put on a rush, but he gets this off, and it's good. And Flores now 4 for 4. Mustangs 28, Bulldogs 7. 5:46 to play here in the second quarters. We see the touchdown man there, Villarreal, who takes that one a short 2 yards, but had to earn it for the TDs. We take a look at that, and we'll take you into break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen on MITV. Quality teaching. It's what we have in abundance in McAllen ISD. In fact, district teachers have earned 19 regional or state teacher of the year titles in the past 23 years. A record second to none. Want the best for your child? Call 618-6000. And we're back here on Football Night in McAllen. I'm Mark May with Mario Reyna and our sideline reporter Jack Strogan. Mustangs 28, Bulldogs 7. 4 different Mustangs have found the end zone tonight. The quarterback Pedraza, the receiver DJ Johnson on a pass from Pedraza, then Trevor Spates, the running back, and then on that last play, the fullback, Aaron Villarreal. So we see here the kickoff by Juarez. This is going to go out of the back of the end zone for a touchback, and the Bulldogs will bring it out to their own 25-yard line. And ever see Coach Coach Marcus Kaufman there on the sideline talking to his players.
I finally read him, Mark. As you know, I said, be careful with a quick opener up the middle. And he gave it to Villarreal. So finally, one play in many calls I've tried to read Coach Kaufman. He finally called that play. Doing an excellent job, Mark. He's been around. He probably, I guarantee you, he's going to be a head coach someday. Because, I mean, he just knows how to get those offenses always making the right calls.
Well, the Mustangs averaging 44 points a game coming into this game. They're already at 28 with just under 6 minutes to play before halftime. And here's the Bulldogs. 1st and 10 for their own 25. Play action fake. They're going to go to a short toss into the flat to Ontiveros. And Ontiveros has big yardage. A first down up across the 40 to about the 44-yard line. A pickup of 19 yards.
And Mark, this is a big, I don't know how to emphasize, a big offensive possession for the Bulldogs. Down 28-7 with 5 minutes and 36 seconds to go. They need something positive to happen right before halftime. Something to build on. Going into the third quarter, as you take a look at that, Mark. Lots of fans out here tonight.
Yeah, that side holds 6,500 people, so you can kind of estimate from that how full it is tonight. As we see Hover on 1st and 10, trying to carry the ball, trying to turn that outside corner, and gets across into Mustang territory to about the 47-yard line. It's a pick of looks like 9 yards, and maybe bring up 2nd and 1. It may even be enough for a first down if they see here.
Great job by Hover, Mark. He had plenty of time to look downfield, but he spotted some double teams and didn't throw it and did the right thing and run it. Now you take a look at the Mustang side, and I don't know if there's an empty seat out there, Mark.
That's the home side right there. The stadium holds 13,500. So about 6,700 on each side, and it's pretty full on both sides here tonight. The biggest crowd easily we've seen this year for a game in this stadium, and why not? Both teams unbeaten in district play, and a game that will likely decide the district title, although I know La Jolla Palmview, with respect to them, is still a factor in that race.
Absolutely. An easy play up the middle. Mark, good response so far by the Bulldog offense.
By the way, the Bulldogs were short of the first down. They pick it up on that last play. So 1st and 10 now. Mustang territory at the 42. 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Bulldogs have 2 timeouts. They've got a rare 4 receivers on the left side. And Hover wants to run this to the right. So run all the way, has room, hit at the 35 and up to about the 33-yard line.
And Hover with an excellent read. Good run up the middle. When he goes back into the huddle, he might talk to Isaiah Llanos, his offensive lineman that kind of got in his way. If you take a look at the replay, another big gain by Hovar of 8 yards makes it 2nd and 2 yards to go. The Bulldogs on their own 34-yard line.
So 2nd down and 2, 4:15 to play here before halftime. Bulldogs on the right hash mark, and again, we're going to see 4 receivers, including the running back Rodriguez on the left side, and they're going to put Rodriguez in the backfield, and that's a lateral. The ball might be loose and considered live. It's still loose on the field at the 40, and now a big scrum there, and we'll see what they call here.
I don't know, Mark, it does look like they considered it a lateral, and the Mustangs have recovered. If you take it, Joey Delgado, the sophomore, coming up with a big play.
And the Bulldogs hit over here trying to argue that maybe it was a forward pass. It did look like a lateral here from the first view, as this was intended for Rodriguez. Ball came in kind of low, but if it's a lateral, that's considered a live ball, not a pass.
And give credit to John McGee, he's cost a fumble.
And here's a quick pass to the left side to Johnson, who has room down that sideline and all the way into Bulldog territory before he's pushed out of bounds. Here we see the defense over there getting some congratulations. Delgado there on the left side with that, what is technically a fumble recovery. Coach Bill Littleton there in the middle.
Mark, we talked about one of the keys to the game is which defense was going to outdo which defense, and so far
And here's Spates on the right side. Yes, he's got one man to beat at the 25 and gets into about the 8-yard line. Big run there, and a nice open field tackle by one of the Bulldog defenders. Otherwise, Spates might have scored.
Ruben Gutierrez with an ankle tackle. And the Mustang offense continues to roll, but as we take a look at the replay, good job by Ruben Gutierrez.
So first and goal at the Bulldog 8. Handoff Spates trying to go up the middle. No room there. Bounces outside. They string it. And the Bulldogs, good job of defending there. Ryan Puente was the first man in there. And then another defender, number 20, Ruben Gutierrez, coming in there to finish off Spates.
Good job by Puente.
Gains only 3.
Good job by Puente, making sure Spates didn't get outside. But Mark, that play right there didn't even look like it was going to gain any yards. And he still comes up with positive yards.
We see Spates again, under 3 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Second down and 4 for the Mustangs. Handoff fullback Villarreal. Villarreal hit at the 2, surges forward near the goal line. And now the signal, touchdown. And Aaron Villarreal is second score of the night.
You know, Aaron Villarreal doesn't get the ball a lot, Mark. So anytime he gets the ball, especially when he's close to pay dirt territory, you know he's going to do everything he can to get into the end zone.
And how quickly the Mustangs are able to strike a 60-yard drive in just 4 plays. Villarreal's second touchdown of the night. This one from 5 yards out. Flores, the extra point try, is up and good. He's now 5 for 5. Mustangs 35, Bulldogs 7. 2:39 to play here before halftime. You're watching Football Night in McAllen right here on MITV. We're back here at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium here in McAllen, Texas, down in the Rio Grande Valley. And we've got a near capacity crowd here tonight watching the Bulldogs and the Mustangs, and it's been all Mustangs here in this game so far. They lead it 35-7. I believe they've scored on every possession here. As we see Juarez kick this one. This is going to be a short one, fielded at the 19, and this could be a fake. They fake the handoff. And this is Ivy who's keeping it across the 25 up to about the 29-yard line. So Randy Ivy takes it all the way out to the Bulldog 29. Bulldogs will once again have good field position. Clock is a little bit of a factor with 2 minutes 30 seconds left before halftime. Bulldogs do have 2 timeouts to work with.
What a complete game so far the Mustangs are playing. Yes, they scored 35 points. The offense is really clicking. But the defense, Mark, for the Mustangs, they're doing an excellent job.
That's true. This Bulldog unit came in averaging 35 points a game. They've scored only 7 so far. As Hover rolls out left off play action, hits the short man, Ontiveros. And Ontiveros bounced out of bounds at about the 43. That'll be enough for a first down after a 14-yard pickup.
John McGee on a solid hit right there on Ontiveros.
The Bulldogs have completed 2 out of 4 for 33 yards in this game. So we see another look at the replay there. Looked like McGee was the man who forced him out of bounds. So first and 10, Hover in the gun at his own 43. Mustangs will rush for 4. Hover with time. Going toward the far sideline, and this is incomplete, intended for Moya. It'll bring up second down and 10. Clock stops at 2:14 to go before halftime. And Bulldogs trying to get something here before the break to try to stay in this game.
I wonder, Mark, if the bye week, we know the Mustangs were off last week. I wonder if that helped them, where they came a little ready to play, refreshed, not tired.
I've always thought a bye kind of late in the year helps you.
because you've got a lot of nagging injuries and things like that, and really helps you recover. A bye early in the year can be a bit wasted. Long pass down the left side. Man down there, caught at the 20 and in for the touchdown. Justin Gonzalez from Fred Hover, 57 yards, and the Bulldogs strike with 2:04 to play.
A big play by Fred Hover, quarterback Fred Hover, showing why he is a senior. He's going to keep playing. We guarantee you that anytime you have a Fred Hover, a senior, you always have an opportunity to make positive things happen. Great catch by Gonzalez.
57 yards there to Gonzalez, and big play there by him. Youngblood, the hold, kick by Villarreal is up and good. Villarreal 2 for 2, and now it's the Bulldogs with 14 points. Mustangs still have 35, 2:04 to go. But the Bulldogs, as you can see, they've got big play potential just like these Mustangs do. As we take a look at that replay, a beautiful shot there. Close up of the football, nice pretty spiral. So it comes down into the waiting arms of Gonzalez, who was pretty well covered, about as well covered as you can expect.
You're
but a
right.
perfect pass.
The defender was there. It was just a little bit of an awesome throw by Hovar. And what concentration by Justin Gonzalez. Even though the defender was real close to him, he kept his eye on the ball. A big play, just what the Bulldogs needed.
And thanks to Oscar H. Films, we've got some wonderful flybys to show you tonight. Oscar H. Films providing the GoPro cam on the that can fly up in the air.
I know they set me up several weeks ago when we saw that beautiful aerial view of the stadium. I thought we had just purchased a McAllen ISD blimp.
Yeah, that MITV blimp up there, which is about the only place you can get a seat now at the stadium here tonight. By the way, there's Adrian Rodriguez. He's going to kick it off. This is going to be high, deep, fielded at the 5-yard line. That's Salazar across the 15. Now the 20, breaks a couple of tackles, still fighting at the 30, up to the 33. And boy, he was just a hair's breadth from breaking that one before Dylan Cardenas brought him down. We're going to spot this at the Mustang 33-yard line. That last drive by the Bulldogs, 3 plays, 71 yards. And Fred Hover, 57-yard pass to Justin Gonzalez. And for Hover, that was his 11th touchdown pass of the season. By the way, Hover came into tonight needing just 122 yards to reach 1,000 yards through the air. Tonight, he's got 90 right now. So we'll keep an eye on that, as with 1:52 to go, Mustangs have it 1st and 10. Short pass caught by Sanchez. And Sanchez up to about the 34-yard line, which is a gain of only 1.
And Mark, what a clutch play for the Bulldogs in the last offensive possession by Fred Hover.
We'll see if the Bulldogs elect to use a timeout. They do not, as the clock continues to roll at 1:19 to go here, 1:25 to go. And here's Spates rolling to the right side. Has some room, turns to the corner, but is then forced out of bounds at about the 39. A gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
You know, you look at Trevor Spates. I don't know at what age he started as a running back, Mark, but you can tell he's got a lot of experience right there. Instead of just going upfield and getting 1 or 2 extra yards, he went out of bounds to stop the clock.
Yeah, 1:18 to go. And the Mustangs with 2 timeouts. Bulldogs also have 2 timeouts. 3rd down and 4 for the Mustangs. They're 0 for 1 on 3rd down. Spates in the eye, and Pedraza under center. Pedraza going to throw long left side. It's to Johnson. Johnson caught at the 35, and he's running past the defender, and it's a touchdown. Can you believe it? With 1:09 to go, and it's a 61-yard strike to T.J. Johnson, his 2nd long-distance touchdown of the game, but there is a flag down.
It looks like there is a flag, Mark, but it looks like there's an ineligible receiver downfield. And I guarantee you Coach Kaufman wants to know who the ineligible receiver was, but I want to see that replay, Mark. What a catch by Johnson.
Yeah, we see the official there, Mike Buck, with the signal against the Mustangs that will negate this touchdown here, but still worth looking at as DJ Johnson went to full stretch to catch that one in stride and go 61 yards for what appeared to be his second long-distance touchdown of the night. But
And Mark,
alas,
Pedraza doesn't throw much, but boy, when he throws, he makes things happen.
yeah, and it's that running game that helps their passing game. They don't go to the pass very much, but they are efficient when they do. Pedraza on 3rd and 9 now. It's going to throw down toward the sideline. It appears to be, looks like it was caught, but it's going to be about 3 yards shy of the first down. Let's go down to Jack Scroggin now with this sideline report.
Thanks, Mark. As Mackay battles Memorial tonight, it's also a battle between the student sections. Memorial actually hired a DJ for the pregame to pump up the fans, and looks like it's worked so far. Loud down here. Back to you, Mark.
Okay, thank you, Jack. And the Mustangs looks like they will decide to punt the football. And that last play, by the way, ruled incomplete. So the Mustangs will punt for the first time with just under a minute to play here before halftime. So the Bulldog defense holds. Ivy chases this one back to his 15-yard line. Dancing his way, still at the 15, picks up a couple of blocks, now at the 20, falls to the 22-yard line. Clock stops with 44 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Bulldogs still have 2 timeouts. So maybe the Bulldogs can get something else here in the last few dying seconds. So we take another look at the punt that went over the head of Ivy. A great punt there by the Mustangs. Jesus Flores
hit right there, Mark. Number 8 for the Bulldogs, Puente. I bet you his daddy's proud. He's one of our middle school coaches at De Leon Middle School, Coach Puente.
Hober out of the shotgun. Going to hand this off. Looks like Rodriguez has a big hole. Spins at the 30. First down up to about the 35, now the 36-yard line.
Mark, and I don't think there's any running back with that spin move where he does an actual 360 spin. Ricky Rodriguez.
So here go the Bulldogs on 1st and 10. And this doesn't get much. Up to about the 39, a gain of 3 on the play. Bulldogs have had their troubles on the ground in this game, just 84 yards rushing at this point. Clock is stopped with 20 seconds to play before halftime. Bulldogs use a timeout. So the score is Memorial 35, McAllen High School 14. Memorial appeared to have a 60-yard touchdown pass a few moments ago, but it was wiped out due to a penalty. And that keeps the Bulldogs within 3 scores.
You know, anytime you start getting into the playoffs, and it looks like the Mustangs will be in the playoffs, you start getting into the first and second round, if you can throw the ball and also run the ball the way they do, it keeps that defense on their toes, and that's what makes them as dangerous as team in the Rio Grande Valley. They're rated number 2 right now, and the Bulldogs are rated number 3, but maybe after this game, whoever would win this game might end up being the number 1 ranked team in the Valley.
So 2nd down and 7 after the Bulldog timeout. They have 1 left, 20 seconds to go, and they're at their own 44-yard line. Hover wants to throw, nowhere to go. Now he's going to run it, trying to get to the sideline. Has the first down and forced out of bounds right about midfield. 11 seconds to play. So
Hover
first and 10.
had plenty of time, Mark, but he wasn't able to spot anybody. He had 1, 2, about 5 seconds, did the right thing, and was also able to get out of bounds. A good job by the defensive secondary. And if you take a look on it, Mark, they are way back. There's like 3 defenders way back about 40 yards.
Yeah, they're at the 25-yard line as Hover goes back to throw. Now he's going to run it again. They do have a timeout. He's across the 40. He is hit. Needs to get down quickly as he's down about the 37-yard line, and now the last timeout called by the Bulldogs. So they've put them within Hail Mary distance of the end zone with 2 seconds left before halftime, and the Bulldogs out of timeouts.
And that's good observation, Mark. That first down by Hover puts the ball on the Bulldog 37-yard line, and that puts them in a position to throw a Hail Mary. If you take a look at the screen, Coach Littleton talking to his defense, and he's going to probably have 5 or 6 kids back there waiting for the Hail Mary pass.
Yeah, if they tried the field goal from here, it would be 55 yards, probably a little bit out of the range of Villarreal. And so they're probably better off just lobbing it up for the end zone. Of course, if they get a pass interference penalty, that could give them new life still. So we'll see what here the Hover decides to do. They're going to put 2 receivers on the left and 2 to the right as we get a penalty flag.
Disregard.
No flag. No flag.
No penalty.
Hey, I got one of those up here, Mark. I borrowed it from the officials.
No.
So we throw our own flags.
We throw our own flags, yep.
Especially when our camera crews and stuff are not giving us the right angles or the replays. We just throw a flag at them.
Yep. Very few, I should say, because they get it right most of the time.
Absolutely.
So no flag on the play. And so 3 receivers left, 2 to the right as Hover goes back to throw. Last play of the first half is going to lob this up near the end zone. Several players back there. It's caught! Touchdown!
Touchdown!
I can't believe it! Tipped up in the air. The Bulldogs, Justin Gonzalez comes down with it. A 37-yard touchdown. And boy, we talked about the incredible games between these 2 teams in the last several years. And it continues again here tonight. And look at the Mustangs. They are just stunned.
They are stunned, Mark. And this is such a huge play, Mark. 35-21. The Bulldogs have been outplayed. But you go into the halftime only down 14 points. It's going to be a different locker room.
There's the extra point try. It is up and it is good by Villarreal. And at halftime, Memorial 35. The Bulldogs 21, and the Bulldogs running off the field as if they've already won. They're just still excited. As we take another look at this, and you can see Hover just lobbing it up into the left side of the end zone.
It was a tip drill.
Yeah, 3 receivers down there and about 4 or 5 Mustangs, and it was tipped up in the air. I want to say by Garcia, Michael Garcia, 81, and then Justin Gonzalez comes down with it.
Exactly what the Bulldogs needed, Mark. They're taking the momentum into halftime, and we know that the Bulldogs will also be receiving, Mark. So that should play out pretty interesting.
It could become close again. At the Mustangs at one point up by 4 touchdowns, now lead it by 14, 35-21 at halftime. We'll take a break. We'll be back with all our halftime festivities in just a moment, including the Mackay and the Memorial marching bands. And we leave you with a wonderful shot from Oscar H. Films of our stadium. We'll take a break. You're watching Football Night at McAllen on MITV.
Bulldogs had it at the 37-yard line of Mustang territory. All they could do with 2 seconds left was lob it up to the end zone and hope for some kind of miracle. And a miracle is just what they got. Fred Hover lobbed it up, and you're going to see the Mustangs had put Trevor Spates in here for defense, and some of their other taller players, including Jonathan Sanchez, probably their tallest player in the game. And it was to no avail. They were unable to knock it away, or if they did get a mitt on it, it went into the hands of Justin Gonzalez, number 7, who had himself a touchdown, his second of the game, and kept his team within striking distance of these Mustangs. We'll take another look at that in a moment. We're getting ready for the second half kickoff here. As Suarez approaches the ball, and he's going to drive this one all the way to the goal line, and picked up there by Gonzalez at the 5, up to the 10, going toward the left sideline, picks up a block, now at the 30, breaks a tackle at the 40, and still going. Couple of Mustangs chasing, and one last man gets him as he's pulled down at the Mustang 36-yard line. It's a return of 64 yards, and the Bulldogs are just going berserk right now after the last play of the first half, and now this kick return.
Excellent job by Gonzalez, but Mark, that is what happens when you get a big play right before halftime. It gives you hope. Remember, before, the Mustangs also had a touchdown call back. It could have been 42-14. Big penalty, and then the Hail Mary, and it's 35-21. You definitely have a football game.
65-yard return by Justin Gonzalez on the kickoff. And they're going to hand this off to Ricky Rodriguez, looking for room to the left side. Hinojosa has a hold of him, and a couple of teammates come in there and pull him down for a gain of just 1. Let's take a look at the halftime stats. And as we can see there, first downs favored Memorial a little bit. Rushing yards big time in favor of the Mustangs. Passing yards favor the Bulldogs, who had a little bit more balanced attack, but still a big advantage there in total yards of nearly 100 for the Mustangs. Penalties were minor on both teams. There was one turnover, that against the Bulldogs. Second down and 9. They fake it to Rodriguez, going to throw left for the end zone, and it is incomplete. Looked like it was intended for Gonzalez, who appeared to have a shot at it, but the ball falls incomplete. In good coverage on the play by the Mustangs' Joey Gutierrez, number 12.
And the Bulldogs have no problem going downfield vertical with big passes. And that was close. Could have made it a 7-point game.
Looked like Gonzalez maybe had trouble finding it in the lights. That ball went way up, coming back down. Gonzalez already with 2 touchdown catches in this game. So here on third down and 9, Hover to throw to the wide side of the field on the slant. This is caught, first down at the 22-yard line. Good play there by Randy Ivy.
Keeping the drive alive. Good pass by Hover to Ivy. Mark, let's talk about the other play that you were talking on the Hail Mary, something that I noticed. It was a bad snap too, and Hover did a good job of reaching out with his left hand, keeping his composure. So Hover doing it all tonight.
Lucas Rios on the tackle, 1st and 10 Bulldogs, and they fake this to Rodriguez. Hover to keep it, crosses the 20 up to about the 16-yard line, brought down by a couple of Mustangs, including looked like number 8 in there, and that was Paul Zuniga, the defensive end. Zuniga came into tonight with 40 tackles, one of the team leaders.
Doing a good job of almost making something out of nothing. He was still able to gain 5 yards.
Okay, 10.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Now we've got a timeout called. I think Hover was limping a little bit. And this may be to give him a little bit of extra rest as the Bulldogs call timeout here with 10:23 to play in the third quarter. The score, Mustangs 35, Bulldogs. Let's go and take a look at our sponsors who help bring you Football Night in McAllen. We could not do it without them.
Tonight's game brought to you by McAllen Anesthesia Consultants. Ultramont Ltd. General Contractors in McAllen. And by Purdue, Brandon Fielder, Collins & Mott LLP, Attorneys at Law.
And we're back here at Football Night at McAllen. It's 2nd down and 5 for the Bulldogs, who took the kickoff all the way to the Mustang 35-yard line. Now have it 2nd down and 5 at the Mustang 16-yard line. Over out of the shotgun. Hands off Rodriguez, and Rodriguez hit in the backfield. Several Mustangs bring him down, including Delgado, and it looks like the Mustangs came away with the football, but they blow the play dead. I think they're going to say Rodriguez's momentum was stopped. Lucas Rios, 32, ended up with the football at the end, but after the whistle had blown. You're going to see on the replay here, yeah, it looked like Rios was the first man there. Hinojosa also there.
Yes, he was already down, Mark. And something to look at right there, that's how important your offensive line is. If they don't block for you, you're not going to get nothing. And a good job right there by the defensive line for the Mustangs. Big play here early on, Mark, on a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Trey Guetta, defensive end, also in there on that tackle. 3rd down and 5, a little bit of misdirection in the backfield. This is a sweep to the right side, and this is Gonzalez who gets it up to the 7. Appears to have the first down, but there is a flag on the play. So Gonzalez on the reverse carries it for 9 yards and an apparent first down, but there is a flag.
Illegal formation. 5 men in the backfield on the offense.
Instead of a first down, now we're going to have a 3rd and 10 situation. But with Hovar at quarterback, 3rd and 10, he's very capable of picking up those 10 yards. So 3rd and 9.
And the Bulldogs just 1 for 4 in this game on 3rd down. So here they are, 3rd and 9 at their 21. Hobart looking left, now looking back to his right, hits his man in stride at about the 12, breaks a tackle, appears to have a first down. That's Darren Moya. Moya's first catch of the night gets him all the way to the Mustang 6-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 yards on 3rd down.
And Mark, if we take a look, I know Hobart, I mean, he had all night. It looked like the defense for the Mustangs were like in a special call defense where they didn't really rush the quarterback. They were protected maybe against a quarterback draw, and he had all night to throw.
Yeah, had enough time to read Tolstoy back there. And here's Hover giving it, faking it to Rodriguez. Wants to throw for the end zone. Into the end zone, incomplete. Never really had anyone open. Was attempting to get to Michael Garcia.
What a nice fake, Mark. I think he even got you with that fake handoff to Rodriguez.
It looked like Rodriguez had it for a moment. We see Coach Bill Littleton signaling in the next defensive call. Lucas Rios, his middle linebacker. 9:04 to go here in the 3rd. Bulldogs, who trailed in this game at one point 35-7, threatening to cut it to 1 score. 1st and goal at the 6. Handoff. This is Rodriguez up to about the 2-yard line. It should be 2nd and goal actually, and this would be 3rd and goal now from the 2.
And the Mustangs continue to do a good job on maintaining from Rodriguez getting too many yards. Expect Hovar to have something to do with either a keeper or a pass in this play.
It is 3rd down and goal at the 2. Give it to Rodriguez. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Ricky Rodriguez in for his first score of the game, and the Bulldogs, who once trailed 35-7, now within 1 score, down 35-27.
Mark, it wouldn't be a typical football game between McAllen Bulldogs and the Memorial Mustangs if it was not a close game. And at what appeared to be a blowout early on, we got a ball game.
Amazing. Youngblood, the holder kick is up and away by Vidal, and it's good. Mustangs 35. The Bulldogs now have 28. 8:32 to go here in the 3rd quarter. We'll take another look at the touchdown. This on 3rd and goal, and Rodriguez slicing his way into the end zone for his 15th touchdown of the season.
Great job by the line. Elias Damas, Reynaldo Berrial, Josea Llanos.
And we want to show you something interesting now. Ricky Rodriguez and Trevor Spates, 2 of the best athletes in both of these games. Did you know they were once on the same team?
Wow.
They played together in the Boys and Girls Clubs of McAllen on a team called the Cowboys back in 2006. This was 8 and 9-year-olds. There on the right side of your screen, you can see Trevor Spates and Ricky Rodriguez, who were both teammates on the team, and a couple of other players in this game. Raul Lueta, who is the tackle now for the Bulldogs, is number 76, and his father was a coach of this team. His father played college ball and was an offensive lineman for McAllen Memorial and then in college. Orly Cortez, who is a tight end now for the Mustangs, also in there, number 72. So some Mustangs and Bulldogs playing together back in the youth days. And here's Trevor Spates with some room on the kickoff return. He has space. He's tripped up a little bit at the 50 and then caught from behind. He may have taken that the distance, but one of the Bulldogs was able to slow him down just a bit. And then 61, the kicker, Adrian Rodriguez, was able to bring Spates down. But a big kickoff return for the Mustangs, who are trying to answer back for the Bulldogs, who have scored 3 touchdowns unanswered.
And he makes it look easy, like always. If it wasn't by the kicker, he would have gone all the way, Mark.
That scoring drive, by the way, for the Bulldogs, 35 yards and 10 plays. 65-yard kicker return by Justin Gonzalez. And here's Spates at the 30. First down into Bulldog territory, down to the 20-yard line. A pickup of 20 yards.
And after the play, Trevor Spates' helmet came off. And that's going to be a relief for at least the defense for one play, that he's not going to be on the field for the next play. But excellent blocking all over the place for the Mustangs. Mark, I'd like to send a shout out to one of the coaches on those Cowboys, the one that helped provide the photo for us, to Fred Garcia and his friend, who's now a lawyer, Ted Rodriguez. We appreciate them letting us, giving us those photos.
By the way, you see that empty space there on the home side. That's where the Memorial Band was. They have performed at halftime, and they've taken off for San Antonio. We'll have details in a moment as Will Moore tries to take this to the right side and is upended right about the line of scrimmage. And it'll bring up second down and long. And as you can see, the reason the McAllen ISD bands have taken off for San Antonio, well, they've got area competition thanks to their Division I rating at the Pigskin last week. They'll be performing Saturday, October 25th in San Antonio, and you can see the schedule there for Rowe, Memorial, and Mackay. Rowe and Memorial will perform at Ferris Stadium, Mackay Gustafson Stadium. Rowe at 11:15 in the morning, Memorial 1:15 tomorrow afternoon, Mackay at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. Good luck to all 3 of our bands up in the area competition.
A great tradition, and McAllen bands continue.
Yeah, 4 years in a row, they've all 3 gotten Division I ratings. Here's Spates on 2nd and 10, trying to get outside. Bottled up at about the 15-yard line. It's going to bring up third down. He got a short gain, but the Bulldogs were there this time. Cody Rodriguez and a couple of teammates.
Andrew Martinez, and that's how you bring him down, Mark.
Yeah, you slow him down and then hope for some reinforcements.
No other way to do this, as he shows his patience trying to find open holes. Andrew Martinez, the first to get to Trevor Spates, and he will not release him. 3rd and 6.
Mustangs have not done well on third down, just 0 for 2 tonight. There's Pedraza, the junior quarterback, under center. He's got a split backfield. Going to hand this off. Looks like Spates, and Spates up to about the 13-yard line. He's going to be well short. He'll bring up about 3 yards short. It's actually Villarreal, the fullback, number 28, who has 2 scores already tonight. And decision time now.
They're definitely in field goal territory, but with that offense that you have, that offensive line and Trevor Spates, 4th and 2. The fans are on their feet, Mark.
Yeah, on both sides. Probably over 10,000 fans here tonight. Toss it right here on 4th down. That's Spates. He's hit in the backfield. Still going, though, and surging forward. I don't think he's going to make it. He needed the 10-yard line and was stuffed at around the 12. And it's going to be Bulldog football. And look at the Bulldog fans. Their team was down 35-7, and now for the first time in this game, they have stopped Memorial at their best.
And momentum now, Mark, is definitely on the Bulldog side, and it goes back to that penalty that brought back a touchdown that would have given the Bulldogs a 42-14 lead. Instead, it went back to 35-14.
Mustangs, you mean?
Correct, sorry about that. The Mustangs, and then all of a sudden, the big Hail Mary made it 35-21, and the Bulldogs, the momentum has carried on here early on in the second half.
So they were 1 yard short of the first down, so Bulldogs take over at the 11. Their own territory, give it to Rodriguez, and he gets up to about the 16, a pick up a 5 on the play.
And now with the Bulldogs down only by 7, it allows the Bulldogs to get back into who they are, their culture. And the Bulldogs are the type of team, they like to run the ball. They're very methodical with Ricky Rodriguez in the backfield and with Fred Hover on rollouts and short passes. It gives them an opportunity to get back into Bulldog football. And Mark, I think there was a penalty on the field or somebody's hurt. But here's the other thing, Mark. If the Bulldogs can try to stay on the field by going back to Bulldog offense instead of scoring real fast, it keeps the Mustang offense off the field.
That's true. And there's an official's timeout. I think I'm hearing from our director in my ear that there might be someone with a laser pointer out in the stands. And we see one of the officials now pointing up into the stands. And you hear about these kinds of pranksters from time to time at different events. And certainly we don't want to have anything like that. It could cause an injury to somebody's eye. And definitely the officials want to put a stop to that. So we have a momentary timeout. And you see referee Mike Buck there.
If
Want to make sure
anybody
all the
can
players
take
are safe.
charge,
Mhm.
it's definitely
Please
Mike
put
Buck.
5 minutes and 22 seconds on the game clock. 5:22.
Asking for some time to be put back on the clock.
about
And here's
this
another picture. A lot of players in this game. Here's two future Bulldogs here. And this is from about maybe 2008 or so. Ricky Rodriguez there on the left and Ryan Puente, two future Bulldogs there. And playing for the Chargers there. And obviously did pretty well. They got a little championship trophy there.
And Mark, you can tell at such a young age that they were meant to play football.
Yep. Want to thank Laura Rodriguez, who is the mother of Ricky Rodriguez, for providing that photograph, and big Bulldog fan. Here's Hover lobbing it up for the left side. This is tipped and incomplete. Good coverage again by Joey Gutierrez, and they were trying to hit Justin Gonzalez down that left sideline. Let's go ahead and go over to Jack Scroggin, our sideline reporter, for another report. Jack, take it away.
Mark, this is a game that was 35-7, 3 unanswered touchdowns for Mac High, or 35-28 now. And we can feel the momentum down here starting to change. And so far it's come from Fred Hover and Ricky Rodriguez. And they've dated back to their freshman year when Fred was quarterback and Ricky was running back, same as today. And Fred was a safety then, and I was told by coaches that maybe we'd see a little bit of that with the Ashton Rolls injury. Back to you, Mark. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jack, very much. That was, by the way, there was a penalty against the Bulldogs, which the Mustangs accepted. So the Bulldogs will keep the down, but they'll lose 5 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9, and they move the ball back to the 11-yard line. Under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. This quarter has really sailed by. Got a high backfield behind Hover. He's going to hand this off. Rodriguez has some room and maneuvers his way forward up to about the 19-yard line. Looks like he picked up about 8. And it'll be maybe 2 yards shy of the first down as we come to third down.
And now the Bulldog offensive line exerting themselves with some good blockings, allowing Ricky Rodriguez to gain some positive yards.
And you see Rodriguez, who used to play with Spates, has learned something about patience there as he waits for his hole. And here's Rodriguez again, a big hole, first down, 30, the 40, now taking off, and he's off to the races and pulled down from behind. A touchdown-saving tackle there by the Mustangs, and Ricky Rodriguez almost took that one 81 yards to the house, but a huge run for the senior running back, who has already gone over 1,000 yards for the season and scored tonight. Takes it all the way down to the Mustang 36-yard line.
Once again, the Bulldog offensive line right up the middle. In between the tackles, doing an outstanding job taking control of the line of scrimmage.
Nice way to convert on 3rd and 2. A 45-yard burst for that man, Ricky Rodriguez. 4:04 to go. Bulldogs over, back to throw, has all day. Going toward the near sideline, and this is incomplete and intended for Ivy. And Salazar providing coverage there on the play.
You know, Mark, we know that Coach Brewer was an offensive lineman at TCU, and this offensive line giving quarterback Hover all kinds of time. You can't do that with Fred Hover.
Ronaldo Vidial, one of the offensive linemen we saw in the foreground on that last replay, providing excellent pass blocking. Textbook example as Rodriguez here on 2nd and 10 runs this forward up to about the 32-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll bring up a third down.
And Mark, we remember earlier on Rodriguez was struggling. The Bulldogs were struggling with the yards up the middle, but after Hovar opened up the game with some touchdown bombs in the air, it's pretty much now wide open for the Bulldog offense, and they're playing with a lot of confidence.
A lot of heart on both teams here tonight, and it's seen both teams playing like champions here. 3:21 to play here in the third. Third down and 5 for the Bulldogs, who are 3 for 7 on third down. But 2 for 2 on their last 2. Hover has trouble with it, and he's going to get caught in the backfield. Rios has a hold of him, and then a couple of other teammates get back there, and the Bulldogs never have a chance to let that play gel, as the Mustangs were all over it, and now will force a 4th and long situation. So what looked like a promising opportunity that started way back at the Bulldog 11-yard line now looks like it's kind of fizzled out here in Mustang territory. As we see on the replay, Rios having a hold of Hover. Hinojosa back there along with Delgado.
Even though it was a negative play, Mark, you got to give credit to Hovar that still he was able to go back, and the Bulldogs will be punting.
4th down and 9. Caleb Youngblood is back in there to punt. Now he's also a backup quarterback, and look here, they're going to shift formations. They might be going for it here, and I think they forced the Mustangs to call timeout, or was there a delay of game?
Delay of game. 5-yard penalty on the offense.
Delay of game, Mark.
Repeat 4th down.
Now they pretty much looks like they're going to have to punt because it makes it a 4th and 14th.
Well, that was interesting, because I'm wondering if the Bulldogs were just shifting formations to try to maybe to get the Mustangs to jump or something, and maybe it was just a bluff, or maybe they really intended to do something and just simply ran out of time. But here they go again. They line up in punt formation and now shift into an offensive formation. So 4th and 14, they might still go for it. Could be a quick kick, and it is going to be a quick kick. Youngblood was kind of back in that nebulous territory between a punter and a shotgun quarterback, and this is a perfect punt by Youngblood. It's down by Cortez, down at about the 1-yard line in front of the Mustang end zone. And Cortez, number 3, great play there on special teams by the junior defensive back.
A big play for the special teams. That was one of our keys to the game. But this is dangerous territory because even though it's a 2-yard line, Trevor Spates likes those big runs. He had a 99-yard run earlier in the season, so he's hungry.
Yeah, that was the season opener against Sherryland, as Pedraza is going to go back to throw, and there's a whistle. And this is usually against the offense when they blow the play dead like that.
Well, all they're trying to do, Mark, is go ahead and put it back at the 1-yard line so that they can give Trevor a 99-yard opportunity.
Number 81, Mustangs. Half the distance to goal. Repeat 1st down.
That's only the second penalty of the night against the Mustangs. It'll be half the distance, like you said, Barrio. And so it'll go from the 2 to the 1. And now 2nd and 11 for the Mustangs, or excuse me, 1st and 11. 2:09 to play here in the third quarter. Pedraza, you can see under center. Going to toss this right to Spates. Spates has a little bit of room. Slices through up to about the 7-yard line before he's brought down. Mark Vasquez, defensive lineman, in there on the play, and Spates' helmet comes off for the 2nd time in this game, and he'll have to come out for a play. That's happened. That's been a problem for him.
When I'm the defensive coordinator, I don't want him to get hurt, of course, but I'm happy he's not on the field. A 2nd and 4 situation. What is Coach Kaufman, offensive coordinator for the Mustangs, going to call?
You see Kaufman there on the right side of your screen. 2nd down and 4 now, 1.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Hand this off to the fullback. This is Villarreal, and Villarreal's got a quick burst up to about the 12-yard line. It looks like he has enough for the 1st down. And that's all you want when you're down this deep. You want to get at least 1 1st down to make room for your punter if it comes to that. And now that you've got a 1st down, if you can work out another one, then you can start to open up your offense a little bit. And we see Spates coming back into the game now after sitting out for 1 play. Split backfield behind Pedraza. 1:05 to go here in the third. Mustangs up by 7. Toss this left side. This is Villarreal. Has some room in the open field. Is hit and goes down, but not before he picks up another 1st down. And now the Mustangs can open up the offense a little bit. as they were back at their own 1-yard line, and now they've got it all the way out to the 26.
Big back-to-back first downs, and guess who was the lead blocker in helping Villarreal for a first down? None other than Trevor Spates.
Anything he can't do. 14 yards for Villarreal, who's had himself quite a night. 2 touchdowns for him. And clock moving at 37 seconds to play in the quarter. Mustangs 1st and 10 at their 26. Toss it to Spates left. Cuts up inside. Is hit and then fights his way up for a short gain up to the 30. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6.
Mark, at halftime, I was able to bump into Bradley Stevens.
He's here?
He's certainly here, and I was talking to him, and he was also saying he was very impressed with someone that possibly could be breaking his records.
Yeah, Bradley Stevens, the great running back for Memorial and the Valley's all-time leading rusher. And I didn't know he was here tonight, though. That's pretty neat. We have a great stat we can show you. In fact, we'll go ahead and say hello to our sponsors as we've reached the end of the 3rd quarter, and we've got a nice comparison between Stevens and Spates to show you when we come back. We've reached the end of 3. Memorial 35, Bulldogs 28. You're watching Football Night in McAllen right here on MITV. We're back here for the 4th quarter of action. Spates here as they switch ends on the left side. 2nd and 6, picks up the first down and is pushed out of bounds near midfield at about the, he's at the Mustang 45-yard line, a pickup of 15 on the play. And Mustangs now over 300 yards in this game. They're at 323 yards rushing for tonight.
It looked like Spates was going to put it into 2nd, 3rd, and 4th gear. And we did have a penalty mark, but an excellent job by Ruben Gutierrez. I'd like to send out a shout out to the 3 amigas, the 3 sisters, Sandra Martinez, Keta Zambrano, and Dalia Smiley Silva, 3 sisters that are here tonight at this game. They graduated from all kinds of schools, so I can't tell you where, but they're here tonight just enjoying the game.
10-yard penalty against the Mustangs moves it back 10 yards. So a 15-yard gain is wiped out, becomes a net 25-yard loss as they move it back from the 30 to the 20. Toss it right to Spates, wide side of the field, picks up some blocks, now at the 30 into the secondary, and finally goes down at about the 35-yard line. His helmet comes off once again, and Spates will come out for a play, but not after picking up 15 yards.
They need to take a look at Bradley's helmet because it keeps coming off. But Mark, Bradley does what Bradley does, but man, that offensive line, did you see them in front leading the charge? Pulling guards, tackles, tight ends. I mean, take a look at number 61, number 28, the fullback leading the charge.
Yeah, Crystal Bosque is 61, Videaus, the fullback. Great job. You see Spates pops right up. Sans helmet. Tackles on the play by Gutierrez and by Martinez. Got a timeout on the play called by Memorial. Let's see if we can take a look at we got a comparison between 2 of the top running backs to ever play, certainly the top 2 for Memorial, and 2 of the best in the Valley. This is consecutive 200-yard rushing games. The Valley record is 7 games. I got this from Pikey Rodriguez, the longtime Valley sports writer and sports historian. And you can see Bradley Stevens back in 2005, which was Stevens' junior year, had those games there starting with 230, and he's got about 4 300-plus yard games in there, 2,000 total yards over a 7-game stand. And Spates has started this season, like DeMarco Murray of the Cowboys, nothing but 200-yard games. You can see for Spates, he had 1 300-yard game about 3 games back, and he's at 1,700, came in tonight just under 1,800 yards, and is closing in on 200 tonight. If he can get 200 tonight, that would give him 8 200-yard rushing games in a row, which would be a Valley record. And we know he had a 64-yard run for a touchdown in the first half, and his couple of 15-yarders and things like that since then. So we've had some good plays by Spates as Jonathan Sanchez in there at quarterback. Here's another Spates, putting this into perspective. His 3 seasons as a running back, 2012 was his freshman year, had 1,700 yards. In 2013, he was the Valley Player of the Year, had almost 2,300 yards and 25 touchdowns. And you can see tonight through 7 games, he's already at 1,800, so maybe even on a pace to beat last year's mark. And there we see Spates on this play on 1st and 10 after he picked up 7, gets it up to about the 39.
And that's the only way you can stop a mark. If you have the defensive line with penetration, that's the only way. And Mark, you have to also remember that even though Trevor doesn't have too many 300-yard games, he's played in several games only 3 quarters. Because of a lopsided scores, Coach Kaufman decided to rest him or not to run up the score.
And that will happen. I know Stevens had that as well. I know one of those games that you saw, he only had 7 carries to get 200 yards. Here's Spates on 2nd down and 8, and this is tough going as he gets up to about the 42-yard line.
The Bulldog defense doing a good job. A rare back-to-back stop. You can't, I don't know how many times this year, Mark, you've had 2 carries by Trevor Spates where he only got 4 yards. Not very, it's very rare, and because he came into this game averaging about 11 yards per carry.
That is true. He's gotten 2 yards on each of the last 2 carries. Good defense by the Bulldogs, who came into tonight with a bend but don't break kind of attitude. They've bent a lot in the first half, but they've turned it on in the second quarter and then shut out the Mustangs in the third quarter. And here's Sanchez on 3rd and 6, has nowhere to go. Picks up 2 yards on 3rd and 6, and the Mustangs looks like they'll have to punt the football.
They will have to punt. And another stop by the Bulldog defense, Mark.
Yeah, they need the 48-yard line. They're at the 44. So 4th and 4, and they will elect to punt the football. The punter is also the kicker, Jesus Flores, and then back to receive there, number 8, Ryan Fuente. And here's the punt, just the second of the night for the Mustangs. Takes a Mustang bounce at the 20. Fuente chases it all the way back to his 8-yard line and then is immediately swamped by several Mustang players. And back there were, among other players, number 5, Juan Dominguez, number 11, Noe Gonzalez back there along with a couple of teammates. And we have a timeout right now as the Bulldogs will have the ball at their own 8.
And now the Bulldogs, as we take a look at their schedules coming up, Mark, the Bulldogs have only lost 2 games, and it wasn't to Rio Grande Valley teams.
Yeah, they are 6-0 against Valley competition this season, and that's on the line here tonight. The only 2 losses to Odessa Permian and Corpus Christi Carroll. And since they entered district play against the Mission Eagles on September 26th, they've been unbeaten. They've whipped off 4 straight wins by an average score of 48-8. That was entering tonight's game. So 8:40 to go here in the 4th quarter. And here's a handoff to Rodriguez on 1st and 10. And he gets across the 15 up to about the 17. And the Bulldogs will have a 2nd down and 1 yard.
I don't know if you noticed over the years, Mark, now that, well, let's first talk about the Mustang schedule.
The Mustangs started off with the loss to Sherryland by a score of, I think it was 59-28 actually, and since have won 6 games in a row. And you can see they're coming off a bye as they play the Bulldogs here tonight. And the rest appeared to have helped them, at least in the first half, as they built up a huge lead of 35-7. But right now it's 35-28 as we see another run there of 5 yards up to the 22-yard line. And the Bulldogs have a 1st down.
And Mark, over the years since Ricky's now a senior, I don't know if you noticed, but he seems to get going late in games. He's got to be in tremendous shape. He lives for this. He loves to play in the 4th quarter.
And you know, he entered tonight 340 yards shy of becoming the all-time leading rusher in the history of McAllen High School, which is saying a lot. Mike De La Fuente, the all-time leading rusher, as this pass on 1st down looks like it's incomplete, was intended possibly for Youngblood or Ivy. Both players were in the area, but it goes incomplete, brings up 2nd down and 10. But yes, Rodriguez was needed 340 yards. He would to become the all-time leading rusher in the history of the Bulldogs, something he will probably get before this season is done, but probably won't get tonight.
Rodriguez is a very hard worker, works hard on the off-season, and he's just a true running back. Runs with a lot of heart.
7:36 to go here in the fourth. 2nd and 10. Bulldogs at their own 22. Hand this off, and it looks like Rodriguez has nowhere to go. And he'll be bottled up at the line of scrimmage, and he'll bring up 3rd down.
And of course, we know that a lot of the yards for Ricky Rodriguez, he's always getting some tough yards up the middle. He's the type of runner that likes to run between the tackles. And we have a big play here, Mark. 3rd and 10 with about 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Bulldogs just 3 for 8 on 3rd down tonight. 7:02 to play in the game. Mustangs up by 7, 35-28 as Hover throws it right side. Got a receiver down there. It's caught. 1st down. He lobbed it up, and it was caught, and that's Ivy with the catch. And 3rd and 10, the Bulldogs are able to convert and move the chains.
Boy, Mark, that ball was thrown from across the field. It looked like it was in the air for a long time. But a good route by Ivy, making sure he caught the ball and keep the drive alive here in the fourth quarter.
Salazar with the tackle. They pick up 17 yards, 1st down at their own 39. Bulldogs moving right to left. Over out of the eye. Hand this off to Rodriguez. Goes across right guard. Has room. 1st down into Mustang territory at the 48. A pickup of 13 yards, and they'll move the chains once again. Bulldogs now over 200 yards rushing in this game.
Great blocks upfield as Rodriguez runs to the outside. Another 1st down, 1st and 10.
Clock a bit of a factor, 6:12 and counting left in the game. Mustangs have not scored in this second half. They lead 35-28 as Hover pump fake, now throwing deep to the left side. And this is incomplete. Nearly picked off by Joey Gutierrez, who had coverage back there on Puente. And Gutierrez, number 12, almost coming away with it.
He almost did. Another good protection. It looks like Hover has not been under a lot of pressure, but Gutierrez, perfect positioning and a good job.
Hover already has 2 touchdown passes tonight of 57 and 37 yards. But unable to connect on that last one. 2nd down and 10. The Mustang 49 can hand this off to Rodriguez, hit at the line of scrimmage, and then surges forward for maybe a yard. Delgado brings him down along with Zuniga.
You know, and sometimes this plays up the middle don't work, Mark, but it allows you to just set up the defense. Look for a fake and a pass by Hovar on this one.
They're 4 for 9 on 3rd down. Facing a 3rd and 9. Last time they had a 3rd and 10 and got a 17-yard completion. 5.5 minutes to play. You've got to wonder if they were able to get this close, will they go for it on 4th down? Otherwise, they may not get the ball back. They hand this off. Here's Rodriguez up the middle. Has room up to about the 42-yard line. He's going to be about 3 yards short. And it'll be decision time for Coach Kevin Brewer.
Well, you know, Mark, with 5 minutes and the clock running, the question that comes to mind, do you want to risk kicking it off or punting it to Trevor Spates and that fine offensive line? I don't think so. 4th and 2. You need to go for it, and that's what Coach Brewer is doing.
Also, yeah, your defense has held Memorial in check the entire second half. Do you have faith in them, or do you go all in right here? Bulldogs are going to go all in. 4th down and 2. Actually 4th and 3. Over back to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Now throws it, slobs it over the middle, and it's incomplete. Didn't really throw that intended for anyone, as there were 3 Bulldog receivers desperately trying to get to the football, and Hover never really had a chance to set up. He's also been kind of hobbling a little bit here in this second half after taking a hit, and that may have been a factor affecting his scrambling. As a result, the pass is incomplete, so we take a look at the replay, and the Bulldogs, or rather the Mustangs, are going to get the ball turned over on downs.
And for the Mustangs, number 25 did not make the tackle, but give him credit, Mark. He messed everything up, and that's that sophomore Joey Delgado.
And here's 1st down for the Mustangs now. Aaron Vidal with 4:22 to play. And we'll see if the Mustangs are able to churn up some clock here. Bulldogs do have 2 timeouts left, as do the Mustangs.
And You know, anytime you need a stop mark, you start blitzing, you start doing things that are not usually what you want to do on defense, and that's what happens when somebody like Trevor Spates can take advantage of that.
So second down, now at the 48-yard line. And they throw this out to the left side to Alvaro Rocha, his first catch. He gets into Bulldog territory to about the 43-yard line. And it's a pickup of 9 yards. It'll bring up third down and 1.
And pretty much Coach Kaufman taking advantage of the space that the receivers are getting from the Bulldog defense. It's actually a first down.
Oh, first down. You're right. They get it. They spot him at the 43. Just enough for the first down.
The Bulldogs do have 2 timeouts.
So 3.5 to play. Now they hand it off to Villarreal. And Villarreal up to the 40-yard line. You probably won't see another pass the rest of this game for the Mustangs. 3-yard pickup. They're up to 335 yards rushing now.
I'll tell you something that could be a big surprise, Mark, since the defense is starting to creep up. The defensive the safeties and the defensive back for the Bulldogs to help out. Would Coach Kaufman call that play that's worked on a bomb to DJ Johnson? But it looks like everybody is playing it tight.
They do line up Johnson wide to the near side, and they're going to keep this on the ground. This is Spates trying to get out to the left. Is hit in the backfield and does pick up a couple of yards as he jumps forward to about the 38-yard line. And now a timeout on the field called by the Bulldogs. That'll be their second timeout, stopping the clock with 2 minutes, 41 seconds left, and the Mustangs facing a long third down. Well, this will be the game here, won't it? By the way, our next broadcast will feature the Mission Eagles, team we haven't seen here on Football Night at McAllen. They'll be taking on the Memorial Mustangs. That'll be Friday, November 7th at 7:30 p.m.
I did see the Eagles last night when they played against the Road Warriors. They're fighting for their playoff lives, and it was a good game with the Road Warriors coming up ahead 35-21.
Yeah, we won't have a Football Night at McAllen next week. It's Halloween, and teams are either off or they are playing on the road. And so we'll have a hiatus. And, you know, broadcasters need a break, need a bye week too, you know.
That's
so
right, Mark. That
we'll
is our bye week.
Halloween. Yeah,
happy you guys scheduled that.
But November 7th will be our last regular season MITV game. Mission versus Memorial. Here's Memorial. They win tonight. They clinch the playoff spot. Here's Spates on third down. First down at the 30, at the 20, still going to the 10. And this might do it. Spates' helmet comes off again. That's about the third time. That's about the third time in this game. But the Mustangs with a huge run on third down and 7. Look like they might have a first and goal situation now, and they do at the Bulldog 9-yard line.
Or did the helmet come off when he was out of bounds after the play was dead?
Yeah, I think it came out as a result of the play either way, so he's coming out. But a 31-yard pickup.
Mark, and the mark of a good running back is that he gets up real fast after he's on the floor.
So the Mustangs a chance to clinch the game if they get a score. Toss it to Moore. Moore on first down up to about the 10. And he's going to actually lose a yard. And now they'll send Spates back in on second and goal. Bulldogs down to 1 timeout left, and they're going to use it here. The Bulldogs now out of timeouts with 2 minutes, 3 seconds left in the game. And the tough nut here for the Bulldogs is they not only need a stop, but they've still got to get the ball back with enough time to go the length of the field and score, then kick the extra point in order to force overtime. They're going to have to do all of that without any timeouts.
And Mark, the big deal here is, are the Mustangs going to be able to use those 35 points they got in the first half? Are they going to be able to make them, use them to victory, where it would be their 20th win of the series?
That's right. Yeah, the series led by Mackay 19-13.
I mean, it prevent Mackay from getting their 20th.
And the Mustangs, having won the last 4 in this series and
Are they gonna
possibly
make it 5?
make it 5 in a row. Yeah, one for the thumb. If they can hold on for this win tonight, if they go in to score, they can clinch it. Second down and goal at the 10 after the timeout. Handoff, big hole there at the 5. That's Vidal. Touchdown! Touchdown Mustangs, and that just might do it. Vidal with his 3rd score of the night and his 6th of the year, and there's tons of cheering and plenty to celebrate on the Mustang sideline.
And that's what makes the Mustang offense so hard to stop. You've got to be focusing on Trevor Spates, and all of a sudden a quick opener off a right tackle. Touchdown Mustangs.
Minute 57 to go. Delgado to hold. Extra point is up and good. Jesus Flores perfect tonight from the kicking spot. Memorial 42, Bulldogs 28. Minute 57 to go in the game. We'll take a break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen on MITV. McAllen ISD is expanding its pre-kindergarten program to a full day. Enrollment has begun. Our pre-kinder students are all eligible for an iPod Touch. Call 618-6031 or log on. It's all-day pre-K in McAllen ISD.
You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
How about that? Mike Fossum, the astronaut, watching Football Night in McAllen. And Fossum, of course, a 1976 graduate of McAllen High School. And I'm sure he would applaud the efforts by both of these teams here tonight. As Aaron Vidal, we see on the sideline, Mr. Hattrick, 3 touchdowns tonight. Has scored 3 touchdowns all season and then 3 tonight. By the way, that 10-yard run equaled his long for the year. He's a short yardage guy.
He's a tough customer.
Yep, but Vidal. And there's the other tough customer, the other number 28, Ricky Rodriguez, ready to receive this kickoff. And Juarez is going to boot this one a little bit short at about the 15. That's Ivy. Was looking for someone to toss it to. No one there, so he'll keep it himself and take it up across the 20 to about the 23-yard line.
Well, let's see what Fred Hobart can do. We know there's going to be a lot of passing. A minute 50 to go, 42-28. If they can score a touchdown with, give themselves some time for an onside kick. Yes, they're in a tough situation, and Hobart continues to hobble.
We know Hobart came into tonight already as the all-time leader in Bulldog history in total offense. If anyone can do it, he can. And Hobart will throw it to Ivy over on the right side, and Ivy will do the better part of valor and take the ball out of bounds, stopping the clock after an 8-yard pickup. The clock stops at a minute 42.
And how tough is Hobart, Mark? He is visibly having problems, something with a foot or ankle, but being the senior and the leader that he is, he's not coming out of this game.
Minute 42 to go. Bulldogs out of timeouts. Hobart, plenty of time, throws to the right side, and this is caught again by Ivy for a first down, and that'll move the chains once again. It looks like Mustangs are in a prevent.
Oh, definitely. Moses Patterson, defensive coordinator, he's going to give you everything in front as long as the clock keeps running.
Yeah, he wants to keep that clock running and has the luxury with a 2-score lead to be able to sit back a little bit. Here's a long throw into the seam, and this is caught by Ivy once again deep into Mustang territory. And again, they get a clock stoppage with a minute 28 to go. And I know the Mustangs don't want to give up yardage in chunks like that.
And Randy Ivy actually did a 360. Turned around and caught the ball, kept his eye on the ball, and went out of bounds, which is really important to stop the clock.
And here they go again. Minute 27 to go. Hobart back to throw. No one on the right. Throws it left. It's incomplete. That'll stop the clock at a minute 23 left in the game. Bulldogs out of timeouts. Mustangs up by 2 touchdowns, 42-28. A valiant comeback in this game by the Bulldogs. It was at one point Memorial 35-7. Bulldogs came back with 21 unanswered to make it 35-28 in a 1-score game. And they actually even got a possession, but ended up turning the ball over on downs. Mustangs were able to take it in for a touchdown from there, and they now lead 42-28. For the Mustangs, Aaron Vidal with 3 touchdowns tonight. Spates has one, DJ Johnson has one, and the quarterback Pedraza has one, plus a touchdown pass. As we see Hover rolling out to his right, and incomplete, intended for Moya. Stops the clock at 1:17, and that'll bring up 3rd and 10. And you can see that the ankle or the leg ailment that Hover has really slowed him down on that last one as he was being chased from behind.
Yeah, and I think the other problem it's creating is, Hover is really intelligent. When he sees open field, he usually takes it, but I don't think Hover is willing to run because he is probably
over 200 yards passing in this game, by the way. He's gone over 1,000 yards passing for the season. 3rd down and 10 for the Bulldogs. They're 4 for 10 on 3rd tonight. Hover back to throw, rolls out right, goes for the sideline, and this is caught, but I think it's going to be out of bounds, and it is ruled out of bounds. A acrobatic catch by Dylan Cardenas, but is unable to get his feet down, and that'll bring up 4th and 10, and now it's the end of the line here for the Bulldogs.
And Mark, getting back to the comment you were talking about, this game early on looked like it was going to be a total domination by the Mustangs, but what an excellent job of the Bulldogs not giving up and coming back and making it an interesting game.
So 4th down and 10. Hover back to throw. Mustangs blitz. He throws it over the middle. It's tipped and incomplete. Very nearly coming down with it was Ryan Fuente, who I think was able to get a hand on it, but good defense there also by the Mustangs. And the Bulldogs will turn it over on downs, and that'll be the game. Mustangs up 42-28 are going to end up winning this one. Just a couple of snaps, and they'll be done. And they'll have beaten Mackay for the 5th straight year, the longest run for the Mustangs in this 34-year series. Whatever song that is, the students certainly are familiar with it, more so than I am.
It looked like they were ready to rock and roll, but Mark, the tradition of some good games between this rivalry continues, and I can assure you that both teams are going to make the playoffs.
Clock running at 40 seconds now as the Mustangs snapped it. They'll just have to snap it one more time. Bulldogs out of timeouts. And the Mustangs are going to win this one 42-28.
And the good news, Mark, that with two teams playing each other the way they did like this with a lot of fans, it's going to help them down the road when they get into the playoffs.
Yeah, they did deal with a little bit of adversity tonight as the Bulldogs came back in this game. And there you see it. The Mustangs have snapped it the one more time. There's still 12 seconds left, but they won't need to snap it again. And Coach Kevin Brewer, his team, having their 4-game win streak snapped tonight. The Mustangs win their 7th in a row and continue their march toward a district title. As they remain unbeaten in the district play, they'll finish up with La Jolla Palmview, which that game could very well decide it because Palmview is undefeated in district play, but all that's in the future. Still, both these teams going to the playoffs as Mackay had already clinched and Memorial clinches with this win here tonight. Great game played by both teams. The touchdown scored, first of all, for Mackay, Ontiveros and Ricky Rodriguez had one each. Justin Gonzalez caught 2 passes from Fred Hover for 2 other scores. And then for Memorial, Aaron Villarreal with 3 runs in for a touchdown tonight. Trevor Spates with 1 from 64 yards out. The quarterback Pedraza ran for 1 and threw for 1 to DJ Johnson. So that'll do it. Our final score, Mustangs 42, Bulldogs 28. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time in 2 weeks on Football Night in McAllen. Tonight's game has been brought to you by McAllen Anesthesia Consultants, Holchamont Ltd., General Contractors in McAllen, and by Purdue Brandon Fielder Collins & Mott LLP, attorneys at law. A child growing up to become successful. It's every parent's dream. For some, the dream includes becoming an engineer. Through McAllen ISD, such a track is possible. It's the Dual Enrollment Engineering Academy. This program is for students who are serious in pursuing engineering as a career. Courses are taken at South Texas College during the last 2 years of high school. Students will graduate from high school with an associate's degree in hand, and it's all free. At McAllen ISD, if you want to be an engineer, you choose your course of study.